dirty laundry. Huh? There. Dirty Shauna. I wanted to talk about the issues on the planet and what have you done to solve them personally? Like, say, is there an adjustment that you could have made? Would it be something that you could have done? See, for me, it's just, of course, you push back, you rebel, you keep pushing back, you keep doing a different life than the suggestion. Um, that's what even Christ Jesus talks about. If you just look at the standard, like, story, some of the things that that person said, that's one of them. There was instructions that says, oh, by the way, do the opposite of the first compulsory suggestion. If your education system and anybody out there says something to you that is a certain way, go find out that maybe it's the opposite. Go prove them wrong. Always, always, always. Never let them just feed you and you take it down and swallow it and get fat with that. Don't ever get fat. Shit it out and figure out what was that. Anyway, it's a hell of a thing to unpack, and I've just experienced it on a very personal level because um, of the energy, that you think you would like to have with partnership. How about that? The way, the men and women thing. See, I just made a video that's over 30 minutes long. It's kind of a personal account about something, only because it's like, okay, so I have this issue coming up. It's just right there now. It's right in front of my face, and so I just went back on my with my autobiography, um, touching on my how I am personally, and my background, the women that was born out of, and the experience that gets pretty personal is what I'm saying. And I don't think I'm going to post it just yet, although I think it's like a number, it's a, who's not interested in our human relationships? The reason why that I have 300 and some odd subscribers, near 400, is because of the one narcissist video. And that subject matter of narcissism comes up because we are trying to manage a human relationship, right? Quote unquote human, but really we're trying to manage a relationship into becoming human. And some of it seems impossible. Maybe you've never heard it that way, but you need to know that that could be what's happening. See, not everybody remains human at birth. You see, that we could be born that way, but it could be beat out of us somehow. It could be washed away with a lot. It's just a very delicate time. See, if nobody knows a certain thing or a certain delicacy, it's like elephants in a china shop, and raising little bitty babies could be one of them through our knowledge of what? Becoming human, being remaining in the humane vibrational frequency, which is of love. Okay? Because now we're working off of the possibility, which isn't a possibility. We're looking at it. I can see it. You can feel it too. You see, well, these people are odd. The narcissist, the one that has the weird. It's all conversation, right? It's all conversation, and that conversation is just. It's not a real conversation. I don't know what to say. They don't. You can just detect it, right? The empath, super sensitive. If you're listening to me, you'll feel it. It's like, oh, okay. So you begin to have patience for these people because you we're talking about a handicap here. Other people that are handicapped. they're stuck in their minds completely, and then they are clubbing each other over the head with ideals, beliefs. It could boil down to traditional values, and this is programming that, like I said, is it coming from a feed out there where, yeah, of course, somebody, the conundrum of life wants questions answered, and with that natural curiosity that a child has, in comes what? The church, your fake education system, political political things. God, it's like near impossible to just live free of any of those influence so that you start growing up, getting into your own faculties, finding out why do we open our mouths? It's because you don't understand anything. Somebody thinks you don't understand anything. When you are of superior awareness, you use very little words. Your actions are speaking much louder. And it's interesting. I see, contrary to what you have experienced here and of me in person, I have had very quiet days for days and even years on end of no talking. See, the main thing is just not bantering of the mind. Really being able to set it aside and say, no, that's just a desire of the mind, and that's another desire, and it just wants to be there. Okay, fine. You just kind of set it aside and say, but this moment now is so amazing, isn't it? And what are we doing? Well, I'm sitting on my ass. I'm so tired of doing that. And getting back to this thing that I'm coming up to, that is like, okay, if you're going to make me look at it again, this is not an isolated incident. See, I say money is just an excuse. Just like when you have gone to public schools and you miss enough days, if it's like 2 weeks that you've been out, you must come back with a doctor's notice. You go to the doctor, they say, oh yes, you have pneumonia, and then you come back and say to the school, money is just like this pass, an excuse to the teacher that says, I couldn't make it to the studies. Let give me my bubble of trying to catch up, and they do, right? They allow you, they forgive you for, and see, this is a metaphor. The excuse, though, is for the narcissist, is why you couldn't show up to reality and know the truth first, to get into your body and then figure out how do you sustain yourselves here, what's sustaining, and then be contributors based in what you've found there that is actually everybody's problem that they need to solve. Doesn't become an isolated incident where just everybody needs to get food. Everybody needs to find a place to live. Everybody needs to find some water to drink. No, we all have to do that collectively, and we should keep it together collectively. And if you can contribute to it collectively, most likely you have experienced no war against you. Because when you try to do it collectively on your own, like, now what I mean is, somebody comes up with an idea, like maybe in your neighborhood, like for me, I want to learn how to clean the water. Should be setting a better example rather than just saying, whoops, poison the water, but save it. Because you want to save a dime, right? And it's like, no, I don't want to save my dime, I want to save my health. Put the money wherever it needs to go to clean that mess up. Buy filters, set an example of how to keep water clean. If it takes money to do that, why? Why? Isn't there not enough people interested in it? Wasn't there not enough people guarding that water supply to where it it wouldn't get poisoned? And also, what the fuck is happening with? See, nobody is even concerned about like these three basic things that we have to maintain for ourselves. And it's becoming this whole. Let's go way over here, and then we get it over here. But we go way over here, and we get a little bit over here, and here's a little bit over here. It's like now you're on a plane, and they're serving you a little water on the airplane, and it's like, good. We don't count on you fucking people popcorning around and treating the earth like an amusement park to solve these problems that, in fact, like I said in the beginning, What part are you playing here? Do you not feel alarms going off within yourself that says, wait a minute, I'm perfectly intact without a lot of that. And also, I think that that's a little bit overlaying to the fact that we need to just experience the delicacy of our process of learning here. By the time we are 45 and 50, we are fully ready to share like crazy. That's when you have something. Not because you've gone to school a certain amount of time and you've got a degree and then you've done this and that and you have a piece of paper and let's look around at the barren fucking desert that you have maintained. Not only as an environment out there, but the very human ecology. Where let's get back to your fake conversation. And it's dehumanizing, especially in these times when it's like, you know what, our fucking lives are depending on that you have a different conversation than just pointing at the weather. Do you realize it's being controlled and they're knocking the climate off and every once in a while it freezes your crops and let's talk about that. Is it just too stressful for some people? If it is, I understand, but you know what, have respect for the people that are doing that can take it on and they do the work. They might get a little bit of a wrinkle there. Don't don't think anything that you're superior just because you can't fucking crack an expression